So, okay, I think we're going to go with the fact that Matthew McCully's in the house with possibly the coolest acoustic guitar ever. So tell the story of this awesome thing, and we're going to have to take pictures and put them up so people can see it.
This guitar is handmade by a gentleman named Marc Saumier. He lives in Kingsbury, and he gave me this guitar. I'm going to say gave it to me at a ridiculously reduced rate, because I told him about the tour that I'm doing, and he was really inspired by it. And he said, "Well, if you're going to do this tour, then you should have a guitar with you that is in the same
vein, or like
in the same vein, because
Yeah.
I'm playing all of these organic farms." And this guitar was made by locally harvested wood, and wood that was had destined for the pulp mill that he salvaged.
Really?
And yeah, so he harvests all the wood himself, and he uses non-toxic varnishes that are water-based.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a sustainable product. And he said it kind of makes sense for you to have one that's handmade, because it's right in line with independent singers and small farms, and you know, craftspeople and luthiers that have to work really hard to create pristine instruments, charge a lot of money for them, and rarely sell them because they can get the same thing at a store, factory made, for a quarter the price.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's an honor to have it, and it plays beautifully. It has a cantilever neck, it has fan frets, and the sound hole is moved to provide for more reverberation across the body. So it has a very deep, big resonance, which I really enjoy. And you feel it when you play it.
Now, that was one of the things that I was asking you about before. So for all of you guitar lingo people out there, which I will admit to being mostly one, you see, you call it the sound hole. Now, see, that's what I would have called it.
Well, I don't even know what that
is. Let's just call it that, because, okay, so guys, imagine
that's the new official name. That hole
sound
that's
hole.
usually directly underneath the strings when you play has been moved.
So it's, imagine guys that if you're looking at this acoustic guitar, it's on the upper left section, up in that little scoop. So you were saying before, Matt, off the air when we were discussing how beautiful it is, it has this lovely lighter finish to it. It's like maple syrup. Oh my goodness. It's like a maple, it's like the light colored maple. So all you light maple syrup lovers out there, Matt has the guitar to match. That's even more townships. There you go.
Yeah.
So you were saying that the sound really, that's one of the differences for you, is that the sound, you hear it that much more.
Well, that's where the sound comes from normally. His rationale for putting the hole here, this guitar was an experiment in a lot of ways. He wanted to try out fan frets. He wanted to try out a cantilevered neck, which is when the neck isn't touching the body, and try moving a sound hole, because when you play a string instrument, you're relying on the wood vibrating to create the sound.
Yeah.
So when you put the sound hole where it normally is, then you're interrupting the space that normally vibrates. So by moving the hole here and making the cantilever neck so that it's not touching, what you're doing is increasing the space of wood that can vibrate, so it can generate a larger, more and longer resonance. So not necessarily louder, but kind of deeper and longer.
Yeah.
And because the sound hole is so much closer to you, and it's closer to the lower strings, you really feel the deepness, the depth of it when you're playing, which is what I like. I like a real nice.
It's like a sculpture.
It really is.
It is,
like a modern.
Yeah, and the neck is beautiful. It's a one piece of hawthorn, this neck.
Wow.
It's very nice.
It's just spectacular.
Space age.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. It's like this creamy syrup color. It's super beautiful. It's sucre à la crème.
Ah, yes, it is.
Now we have it. That's it, exactly. So